Hi, it's Leanne, and today I want to talk about why I'm having a bilateral mastectomy on Monday. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November of 2021, and the type of breast cancer that I have is not the aggressive invasive kind. I have DCIS, also known as ductal carcinoma in situ, which basically means that it wants to stay in place and it wants to live in one area of the breast, and it doesn't want to move from that area of the breast. However, on biopsy, it did show that there were some small areas of microinvasion. So there, after the mastectomy, they'll take my breast tissue and the sentinel lymph nodes that they're taking, and they're going to take them to the lab and run a bunch of tests on them to determine whether there's any spread of the cancer to the lymph nodes, and also to determine if there's any further treatment that's required. And at this point, we're thinking that it's not likely, which is wonderful. So that's good news. Now I'm having my sentinel lymph nodes mapped. Normally this is a procedure that would take place the day before a surgery, and it involves no local anesthetic, it involves a needle, it involves injecting dye with a radioactive material that then lights up in the operating room and allows the surgeon to determine which lymph nodes are activated closely surrounding the tumor, and therefore those are the lymph nodes that they like to test to determine if there's any spread to the lymph nodes. So I'm told that if there's a spread to the lymph nodes that I'll be offered chemotherapy. At this point, I'm also aware that it's my decision if I want to actually go ahead with the chemotherapy. So we're just sort of watching, waiting at this point. 2 weeks post-op, that pathology should be in, and then I'll be able to be better prepared to make that decision for myself. There's also a small chance that I'll be offered hormone therapy like tamoxifen, which I already know my decision will be no. Normally with DCIS, they actually don't do hormone testing to find out if you're estrogen or progesterone receptive. They did in my case for whatever reason, and so they found that I am ER/PR positive, which when that happens, when that is the case, you have these receptors on your cancer cells that when your body naturally produces its estrogen and progesterone, those cancer cells, those hormones latch onto those cancer cells, and sort of the best way to put it is maybe act like some sort of agent that allows the cancer cells to become more beefy, more aggressive, and maybe more invasive. So probably not a great thing to have ER/PR positive, but when it's a known quantity, then it just helps align you with the best treatment. So I already know that I'll probably say no to the tamoxifen based on what's right for me, side effects, long-term, short-term, and the very fact that I'm being so aggressive with my surgery for DCIS. Just to backtrack a little bit, I have a 1 centimeter tumor in my left breast that is positive for DCIS, which is high grade, and as well nuclear grade 3, comedo type, and HER2 negative, but ER/PR positive. Now, this 1 centimeter tumor on biopsy did show a couple of areas of microinvasion, which just means that the cells are starting to learn to become smart enough to live outside of the duct, the breast duct. So at this point, how long they'll remain DCIS, which ductal carcinoma in situ, so how long they'll remain in situ, there's no calculator for that. There's no way to determine that. So at this point, we've decided to be very aggressive with my surgery. There is an option if you have this type of cancer. There's an option for breast conserving surgery, which allows you to be a little bit more conservative and not take the whole breast, or in my case, both breasts. And that's because they'll do a lumpectomy, which they'll remove the tumor, the cancerous area of the breast. They'll send it off to pathology, hope for good margins. I believe it's a 2 millimeter margin that is required to be healthy around the tumor to call it successful. And then they'll follow that up with radiation therapy. There are different types of radiation therapy as well. There is like the more targeted kind, and then there's something called mantle field radiation, which I already have had. So I believe I've had this validated by my breast surgeon as well, that the reason I sit before you at age 45 positive for breast cancer is due to the fact that when I was 17, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I had a tumor, a cancerous lymph node removed from right here above my collarbone. And then I received 30 days of radiation, which I believe was Monday to Friday, and then I had weekends off. So at the end of the day, I believe it was something like 20 radiation sessions. I'm not sure of the exact dose, but I'm so close to my lifetime limit, and repeating the radiation to this, like one of the same areas, because the mantle field for me was from here, including my armpits, and just to below my belly button, I believe, like a little bit of my pelvis, my abdomen, my chest, my neck. So this is the radiation therapy causes other cancers, and we know that that puts me in a higher risk category for breast cancer. And so here I sit today with breast cancer. So should I go forward with surgery to conserve as much breast tissue as possible, walk away with most of my breast, just taking the cancer out, and then have radiation therapy? I'm 45 now. There's a good chance I'm going to live to be 90. There's a really good chance that I'll develop another cancer because of the radiation therapy. So it's not optimal. In the words of my breast surgeon, it's not optimal, Leanne. We can try to give you a lumpectomy. We can maybe sign you up for 5 more doses of radiation, if they'll even have you, based on your history. But it's not optimal, Leanne. What he said to me was, your cancer will return, and at that point we won't know, is it the invasive kind? Will it be more aggressive? Will it affect both breasts? So the best way for me to walk away feeling more confident about being cured from breast cancer is for me to have a bilateral mastectomy, where they will take my nipples, my areolae, all of my breast tissue, all of it, and leave me with enough skin, hopefully, to reconstruct. So stage 1 reconstruction will happen on Monday as well. I'll be having tissue expanders placed, and it'll be interesting. I'm gonna log on here and make another video post-surgery, post-operatively, to let you guys know how it goes. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please leave the comments below. I'll answer all your questions. I'll respond to all of your comments. And I really hope this video has helped somebody wrap their brain around why they have breast cancer, if you happen to be somebody who has survived Hodgkin's lymphoma in their teenage years, and if you happen to have maybe found your DCIS on routine mammogram, which is very common nowadays, then I can help answer any questions that you might be curious about. So feel free to plug your questions into the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to come to you with another video. So see you soon. See you really soon again in the next video, I hope. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.